Sorry, I was muted there. Hi, guys. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome to my channel. My name is Miss Nabia. Like, share, and subscribe. Right, tonight, as you can see from the title, if you had the notifications on, we're talking about a little bit about the trial. I mean, we've all seen what's going on. So, yeah, I mean, it's very unfortunate what's happened. And I'm just trying to figure out how to do this thing. So yeah, you know, what do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen moving forward? Hi, Michelle. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Hi, Doreen. I hope you guys are all doing well. Had a bit of a long day myself. Hope your day wasn't, or night, should I say, wasn't as bad as mine. But hey ho, we're all alive and blessed, I suppose. So yeah. So we all know what happened, as I said. What do you guys think? What happened? I looked into this. Obviously, he's been found guilty on all charges. I was watching it live. I'm sure many of you were. So it's, you know, obviously everybody's happy, as am I, that this guy has been found guilty. Apologies if you want to get yourself a drink or a snack. I mean, by all means, I was just having a cup of tea, so don't mind me. I've had a bit of a long day. But yeah, as they said, he's been guilty, found guilty. Yeah. Hi, Ruth. Thank you for joining us. And I've just had, you know, I just wanted to know a little bit more about this guy, like, because I've seen little clips and stuff coming across YouTube that are indicating, like, has this guy done this before? Has he, you know, has he treated members of the public like this before? So, you know, I was trying to find that particular video, but looked a little bit about looked a little bit at his history with his wife and stuff. Now that was interesting. Apparently he had a ex-wife who is from Laos, and apparently she, a couple of days after he actually did what he did, she filed for divorce straight away and separated from him. Clearly she was not you know, Caucasian. Let's just point that out. She looks, I mean, her name is Kelly May, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, Xion, I'm not sure, correct me people, but it's a, looks like kind of like not Chinese, Japanese, Korean, that type of last name. So I mean, yeah, so she apparently was devastated by what he did and left him, and he hasn't got any known kids with her. She had two kids from a previous relationship. I don't really want to focus on her necessarily, but this guy, obviously what he did was morally wrong, and even in his wife's eyes, and she left him very quickly. So yeah, he had and that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, he did have a bad history apparently, of using excessive force apparently. So, you know, this guy has obviously thought that he has a sense of power with this badge that he's carrying, and has obviously been carrying around like he's, you know, mightier than, and people treat them. Now my concern is, what is he going to actually be sentenced to? Like, do you guys think that this guy's going to get the maximum that they're talking about, up to 40 years in prison? I mean, you would think something like this would fall in the sense of they could ask for the death penalty. I don't think is it Minnesota? Minnesota does the death penalty, to be fair. But so yeah, I mean, this guy, the verdict, I mean, besides for the verdict, during they kill me, I'm gonna, yeah. I saw that. I actually have a video. Send me the link, by the way. You know who I'm talking to, for the video of that young girl. I've actually got it on my WhatsApp. But that was very unfortunate. I mean, besides for the fact that I'm glad this guy, first of all, got found guilty, because at least it opens kind of the doorways for all the other police officers to be held accountable as well. So, I mean, the other three, as you can see on the thumbnail, it's not just him, you know, all the other guys who were involved in that day, you know, who either stood on his legs or, you know, what's his name? Let me just look up the guy's name. The Asian guy, the Asian police officer, I mean, he stood by and watched it happen. So they're saying, and apparently, hey Bobo, thanks for joining us. Apparently, oh hi Damsel, sorry I didn't see you there. Oh, she's Southeast Asian. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see the comment there. But yeah, thank you for the input, guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, so the wife is South Asian, but Derek Chauvin, at least we can hope, you know, that these other police officers will get prosecuted as well in some way. And, you know, the young girl that got killed, I mean, that was just awful. The video, the version that I've seen about the young girl that got murdered was just slowed down as well. You know, it was really slowed down. So you could see the fact that she had a knife. What do you guys, I mean, let's jump to that story. What do you guys think about that young girl? My personal opinion is you are out here trying to stab people. So in that sense, it's like, what are you doing? We can see she's got the knife in her hand. These police officers, yes, they're very quick. They're too quick to act. I think I agree with that part, if you guys think that also. I mean, they acted too quick. They're too quick to, you know, go for the gun. The stun gun probably would have handled her and they probably could have arrested her, I think. So in that sense, I don't think he had to kill her. Pardon. But at the same time, it's like nowadays, these police officers, it's a lot of them get a thrill of using the gun. Remember, a lot of them might have not had a chance to use a gun, so they are trigger happy. You know, I'm not saying all of them are the same, but they are trigger happy. And this particular situation, apparently there was a commotion outside of the house. This girl was brought up in foster care. Let me just find out a little bit more about her. And, you know, it's just, and then you've got the police officer who murdered the one that, you know, was running down the alleyway, and because they found a gun on the floor, they assumed this boy was a danger to them. And, you know, it's just, it's one thing after the other with these police officers. So I hope that, yeah, that's what I read as well, Michelle. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it because, you know, I wasn't sure if she was the one who actually called the police, but I think I saw that as well. The fact that she was the one who called the police, that girls were outside the house. But, you know, imagine you were that police officer. Let me just play devil's advocate here, because we've got to be fair on both sides, right? If you were that police officer, what would you have done? You turn up on this particular incident, you know, at this incident, and they're telling you that, you know, they've had a call from a young girl who, you know, is saying that a teenager that's claiming that people are outside her house trying to fight her with knives, you know, etc., etc. So you turn up with your body cam on, and obviously you're just assuming this is another job. You turn up, you're not expecting to, I think, shoot a teenager. I'm sure that police officer didn't mean to shoot and kill her. But at the end of the day, once you pick up the gun and you fire that shot, there's no guarantee that person's not going to survive, especially if you're aiming at the upper body, right? So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. You know, I'm going to try, and what I'm going to do today is drop the link a bit quicker. Here, this is not no review. This is, you know, open discussion about what's actually the current issues of what's going on. You know, the police said apparently the video, you know, the body cam video that we saw is her trying to stab somebody, and then the girl falls to the ground. You see another male literally kicking the girl in the head. I mean, I'm like, that boy right there, besides the fact that the police officer shot her, you know, the the one that was kicking the girl in the head should get arrested for some sort of assault, because that looked kind of, you know, very aggressive. And then she fell to the ground, and then the girl in the pink, I mean, you see that she's attempting to stab the girl in the pink, but then as the police shoots her, I mean, imagine being that close to somebody getting shot. The trauma of that alone, you know what I mean? And she ran, you can see her running out of, you know, out of sight. But it's just awful. And yes, they could have used a restraint. They could have used a taser and restrained her. I agree. Exactly. Because a child, that's another thing to wonder, like, why is there no empathy for human life? Why is there no value for human life, whether it's a child or an adult? Why is there no benefit of the doubt, so you can save, should I say, so you can, what's the word, preserve a human life? Like, what, where have we gone wrong, where there's no value on a human life? You know, should I say a human black life, you know, foreign, somebody from any type of colored, you know, because a lot of the time you do see videos online where it's a Caucasian person and the man is cussing the police, has a gun, you know, actually is a threat, and is walking towards them, approaching them, but they're giving him so many warnings, and they're giving him so many attempts to, you know, calm down. It's just, it's ridiculous. It's blatantly unfair. The fact that these videos, you know, show the prejudice of the situation. These people who are Caucasian, white most of the time are getting much more of a chance to act out and be aggressive and step towards the police and do all these things to and still in the end result, you know, spit in their face, whatever, and you're still getting some sort of treatment that's much better, you know, 100% better than what some of these people have been getting. So I mean, I just think it's just, what do you guys think? I mean, nobody's, is there anybody? You guys should call in and join me on this conversation. I saw that the slow motion showed it really well, actually. The fact that he kicked the girl on the floor, you know, I mean, the girl's modesty was fully on show because the girl had some booty shorts on. But I mean, that's besides the point. The fact that police is so trigger happy and just using their guns and not thinking of bystanders as well. Think about it. If you were there as a bystander, how would you feel if gunshots are ringing within, you know, less than a meter of your ear? Like, can you imagine? I've never been around gunshots that close, but I know it's loud. You know, that in itself is very intimidating. That in itself can cause PTSD, besides for the fact that you witnessed a young girl lose her life, you know. And then you've got the other police officer. I need to look up for her name. I think it was Sarah something, who shot the young Latino boy. She, oh, that was in Chicago. So she decided to chase this young man down, right? And the fact that we've got body cameras, thank God, you know, the fact that we've got all these things that can prove that, you know, these people, these police officers have overstepped the line is a blessing, you know, for those who lost their lives. No, I know it's not going to change everything. It's not going to change anything. A white man picked up a truck. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean, I've seen these videos. I've seen more than a few videos actually that include people. Hey, Gatatui, thank you for joining us. Yeah, I mean, oh, hi, Elizabeth. Sorry, I missed you out then. Hi, Miss Manda as well. Thanks, everybody. But yeah, I've seen a lot of these videos where people are, you know, doing this. You see, I had a gun up and everything. You be black and try and reach for anything, whether it's your, imagine how many people, I'm sure there was cases out there where your asthma, you know, for your asthma thing that you breathe with, they're assuming you've got a gun. And then before you know it, they're all sticking up for each other and planting a gun on you, and case closed. How many people has that happened to? Plenty. Like it's like you can't count it, basically. So yeah, it's true. Oh, hi, Hope Love. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, it's just I can't deal. This is just not right. And this particular police officer, let me just look for her name because we need to know who she is, right? Apparently, she told him to stop before he appeared to raise his hands, and he ran at first. Obviously, listen, with everything that's going on nowadays, I'd run from the police too. You don't even know whether to trust them. You don't know what's going on.
Hello. Why can't I hear you? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, go on then. What have you got to say?
I mean, this is not what happened.
Your connection, but carry on.
Oh, hold on. I think this is not over. He hasn't been sentenced yet, and the judge is already giving him an excuse for Maxine Waters. So I say it's unlikely he's going to jail.
You mean who?
Hold on.
Your connection is kind of bad.
Can
You
you
mean
hear me
Derek
better now?
Chauvin?
Hello?
Are you talking about Derek Chauvin?
Yeah.
You don't think he'll go to jail?
No.
What do you mean? He got found guilty. He can't just walk out the back door.
Yes, he can, because the judge is the one that does the sentencing.
Oh, so you're telling me there's a possibility, well, where they'll say, what's it called? Where they'll say suspended sentence and stuff like that, and because time served, he can go.
Correct. Or they will say that this is not over, because, or they'll give him a very weak sentencing, because he had up to 90 years. So we'll see. I don't know what, but the judge is already saying that, Maxine Waters has diluted the case, and that what she said outside the case is, terms of him not having a fair trial. So if it's not a fair trial, they would have to go to court again.
Right.
But what else were you talking about?
I was talking about what's the name? The young girl who got shot, the 15-year-old teenager.
And what do you think about that?
I mean, like I said, in one way, it's like, what do you expect in this culture where they are trigger happy? I'm not saying let them treat you like a dog, but you need to tread carefully, because your dead body can't talk for you. Do you understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think regardless of what you're, whether you're whether you're in the right or in the wrong, they'll still end up shooting you, and your dead body can't talk for you. I'm going to say that again. So how do you, in the end, you're dead. It's a lose-lose situation for Black people, for any person that's not white right now in America, right? If we had these guns over here, I believe 100% we'd have many, many cases also. But it's only the fact that they've got tasers. But people do still die in police custody in the UK. It's just other things where they die in, I think we've had a few cases where they've died in custody. You know what I mean? Or they've died in the cell. stuff like that, when the person was alive, when they got took into hospital, when they got took into the police station, they were fully well and alive and got put in the cell, and then, you know, whatever complications happened, they claimed that the person passed away in the cell. But hi Danielle, thank you for joining us. Yeah, it is a touchy subject, but you know, it's good to just have an open discussion. I just thought, let me raise the issue, and you know, we can talk about it. But thanks for joining us, Danielle.
Well,
go on.
Oh. I said I don't feel that way. I think, you know, there's a lot of conversations being had, what was happening. But did you see that video with the knife?
Yes, I saw the one that you, yeah, I saw it. It's very slow motion and graphic, I must say. But you can see that she's run up to this girl, tried to stab her. She fell on the floor. I'm not sure if anybody actually made contact with the knife. Is that actually out here? Like, do we know?
No, she didn't make contact with the knife. But that really isn't the point. The point is, when the cops come, when you hear the sirens, you needed to put the knife down. Why are you having a knife in your hand?
Like I said, that's you already choosing your faith. Let's be real. We know we know what's going on nowadays. We all know what's going on. If you're black and a police officer stops you, even if you feel like, why the hell am I being stopped? I mean, I haven't done anything. Just stop, articulate yourself properly, and there's no reason for them to get their gun out, right? But at the same time, you've got others that will provoke you. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't have that control, the impulse control. We've all watched movies like Boys in the Hood. They treat you like, you know, crap sometimes, right? When they stop you, it depends who stops you. But sometimes you can feel degraded, you can feel put down, but you've got a way out. That, do you want to go home, you know, and feel degraded and put down and still be able to feel those emotions? Or do you want to fight a fight that you're going to lose in the end because they cover up for each other, and before you know it, your death is reported as an accident? Do you understand what I'm saying? If we don't have these things on camera, these things would be signed off as an accident on your death certificate.
I get that, but I don't feel that's what's going on with that case. I feel as though, because people keep saying, like, you know, side commentary, you don't know. What you do know is her father was there. He did not he saw his child essentially get killed right before his eyes.
Oh, was he there? I didn't know that.
Yes, okay, so the guy who was kicking the girl in the front, that's her father. She was in foster care, and her parents lost custody of her.
Right.
So what people are saying is, now is nothing's been proven and there's no fact. 2 girls came to jump her and her sister, and she called the cops, and the cops came and shot her. And people are saying, well, if she were, you know, why this wouldn't happen? But that's not the point here. You don't have that option. When you hear cops and you have a knife in your hand, drop the knife.
Yeah, no, that's true. He warned her. I'm sure he's saying, step down, step down.
But there's no situation you can be in where you would live and have a knife. Like, yes, you have the right to protect yourself, but not when you have that knife. I mean, she was about to stab that girl.
Yes, she was. She was. The one in the pink, it's very visible, isn't it? That she was going for her, like, and you can see the knife on the side. It's not like it's hidden in her body, you know, because the first time it doesn't look like she's got a knife, but when she's doing the, what's it called? The young girl in the pink tracksuit, then you can see that she's got the knife in her hand. But I mean, Yeah.
To me, like, while it's unfortunate she died, the cop did what the cop is licensed to do. They have a license to kill anybody that, listen, what I don't understand what people want. Did they want the other girl to die? Did they both want to die? Because even if he shot her in her leg, he could have shot her through a main artery and still died. So I don't understand what people want.
Yeah, I don't either. So yeah. No, I mean, we can agree to disagree, I suppose. That's
Yeah,
why
we could agree
it's
to disagree because that's going to be a whole topic I'll do later on. But I just feel as though this is not the same situation. While there is police brutality and I see that as thing, I don't see this situation as that.
Yeah.
Because if it were my child having a knife, being about to be knifed, I would want the cops to do the exact same thing.
If it was your child that was being stabbed or the one
Yeah.
who was doing the stabbing?
What was being stabbed?
Oh yeah, you would want them to jump in. So in many ways, he did do the right thing in that instant. But why not use a taser? Why not use a taser? You could have used the taser, dropped her on the floor. She would have dropped anyway. But the way he shot her 4 times, like this girl was holding an assault rifle, killing people, 10 people in 2 seconds. It wasn't that type of situation. Do you understand what I mean? And human being can only move so fast. So he could have even shot her once in the leg and she would have dropped on. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think 4 times is excessive.
I understand the issue of excessive force. But
Yeah.
again, they are trained to kill. You do not play with your life with the
Yeah.
police. You just don't. Like, and then the thing is,
But that's my point exactly. So you do agree to a certain extent.
we agree that she shouldn't have done it. Where we differ is, you feel like he should have got a stun gun. I feel like, I know a lot of people are not going to like this, but he was
Yeah.
justified using the gun because you're going to grab whatever you know first. If your first instinct is a gun, you're going to grab a gun.
Yeah.
You're not thinking, oh my gosh, a taser. Like, that's not the moves you're making.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I just wanted to say hello and talk to you about this quickly. I got to get on the train, but it was nice talking to you.
No, it's fine. Thanks for joining me.
All right. Bye.
See you in a bit. So yeah, I mean, that was Ablavi's thoughts. I can see you guys have a lot to say in the comments. I mean, you've just oh, I would like your opinion, Ruth. You have just retired from the sheriff's department and have encountered just like situations just like you have never killed anyone. Thank God you go to maybe close for 6 months. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you must have a decent, group of human beings working there because we're not all cut from the same cloth, unfortunately. We're not. So it's difficult to say. And another thing is, another thing I wanted to talk about is a lot of the time, if you enter these big organizations like the police, imagine, do you think there are many people that enter with most genuine intent of being a good police officer, wanting to serve and what do they say again? Protect and serve and do all of that, all the above. But when they get into the organization and actually become a police officer, do you think a lot of the time when they join, they kind of go against the morals they entered with? Do you know what I mean? Do they change as people along the way to fit in? Because a lot of the time what they say is with things like the army and navy, stuff like that, means that a lot of the time you find it's that peer pressure group mentality that you would find in college that even makes adults, you know, change their morals and join in, per se. You know what I mean? I mean, I've watched a documentary that was about soldiers in the British Army, and it had to do with racism and how a lot of soldiers are leaving due to the treatment they've been getting from else. They'll make jokes on there, but jokes about color, jokes about black people, jokes about the features of black people, like big noses, big lips, stuff like that. Put in dolls like the gollywog. I don't know if you guys heard of that. It's called the gollywog here in England. I mean, in Holland, it's called Zwarte Piet. I don't know what you guys call it over there. I mean, I think in America it's the equivalent of blackface, but you actually have these dolls, right? So they would make jokes with the dolls and put the dolls in the soldiers' room and stuff like that. And they all thought it was funny. And, even the captain or the sergeant above the higher rank soldiers, even they would be like, oh, take it on the chin. It's only a joke, mate. You know what I mean? Like, nothing's going on. But how do you think a lot of them sit back and, I mean, white soldiers, white Marines, whatever, sit back and join that mentality just in order to fit in, to not stand up? And because remember, it's always harder to stand up, isn't it? It's easier to join in and follow and be a sheep. Now, it's harder to stand up and say, hold on, don't talk to my fellow soldier like that. He has, feelings and whatever. But then if you do that, now all of a sudden they're treating you like crap. Now all of a sudden they're making you get up extra early and have extra chores, because, they do chores and stuff like that, don't they? So I don't know. Like, do you think a lot of the time that's what's going on? I don't know if I think a lot of the time that is what's going on, to be fair. I mean, one soldier said he left even though his peers, the ones they interviewed, said he was made to be a soldier. When you saw his body, the fitness on this guy, but he left. He was African, but he left because they used to, and he lost a passion for the job. These are people who are actually wanting to be in the army. Remember that you have people that sign up who don't necessarily want to be there, but you're signing up for the benefits, you're signing up for the experience, whatever. But then you've got people who really have a passion, to actually be there and do the job properly and make a difference. So I don't know, it's difficult, you know what I mean? It's, yeah, you see, what did she say about the penny? Yeah, 100%. Some are there for power. Yeah, yeah. I think I've seen the same documentary actually. Yeah, they don't, and I've always wondered as well. Like when they raid houses and stuff like that, and they say, this is a drug kingpin or whatever. Do you think a lot of the time they have opportunity to just stuff their pockets, with money? Because we always hear about these corrupt police officers. Do you think a lot of people, a lot of police officers do those, I've always wondered, we're all human beings. We all want to be better off than we are, right? So it's tempting. It would be tempting, wouldn't it, to, if you found 100 grand under a bed and it's a drug dealer's house. Because I've heard stories actually of people going to court, who made money, in illegal ways. And when they go to court, the amount that the police is stating they'd found is less than what they knew was in the property. So, these things do happen. Have you guys heard stories about that? Have you ever felt like, they, yes, you do, Amlavi. I told you did. Yeah, I think they do as well, Michelle. I've always wondered. Yeah, you're an endangered species. Check the typo. You might be spicy too, actually, ABK. It says you're spicy. But I get what you're saying, though. You're an endangered species to the police. But yeah, I do think they take drugs. They take money. Where are you from, Michelle? I'm curious now. Michelle Fifame. Don't tell me you're South African, because I've watched a lot of documentaries about corrupt South African police. I mean, they're corrupt in a lot of places, but that's the one that jumps to mind. Toronto. Oh, yeah. Go on then. Do share. Yeah, I know, damsel. Yeah. No, I know. I did say, yeah, I assumed it was a typo. It's fine. Don't worry. That's fine. But yeah, I keep forgetting this woman's name. I keep forgetting this woman's name. I'm not sure what her name was now. I've done a service. You've done jury service regarding corrupt officers. You would not believe what they got up to, falsifying documents to cover themselves. Yeah, 100%. I mean, the things that, remember, I'm sure we all watch action movies and movies that, like Mark Wahlberg is in, or Denzel, or any of them, all those movies that you actually know, that you've seen back in the day, or even now, like, a lot of them are about corrupt police officers. A lot of them are about them doing things under the table and making deals with big drug lords, and helping this drug lord mess over that drug lord and so forth. So and all of that to fund their own pockets. And what do they always say in movies? That statement of, we don't get paid enough, the government don't pay us enough to do this job, type thing. Hi Iomi, thank you for joining us. Why would a congresswoman tell people to stay on the street and get more? Yeah, is that the Maxine lady? Max also. I missed that, actually. I missed the Maxine Waters news. I mean, I had a bloody fire alarm going off next door all last night, so I hadn't really slept. I haven't really checked everything out, but hey, you're back. What happened?
Yeah, I just got off the train. But no,
go on then.
This is a bigger conversation, and I think, although I don't agree with okay, it's a two-part fold, right? Because the LeBron James and Maxine Water is being put into it. But let's not act like we don't live in societies that at one point somebody did the same thing. Let's not act like the societies we live in was made by hugs and kisses and rainbows. No, it was made by deaths of many of people all throughout the world. Gaining independence means bloodshed. So while I can disagree with some things, I'm neutral. I feel like when the cops are wrong, you need to call them out. And I feel like when you call it out, because this should have never happened. Her father,
hold on, you broke up there.
That he couldn't de-escalate. Oh,
you broke up there for a moment. What did you say? Yeah,
I said, I believe in saying when the cops are wrong, and I believe in saying when black people are wrong. And this thing is a simple fact of her father was there. And skip her father, there's plenty of people in that video to de-escalate it. and they knew, hi, by the neighborhood they lived in. Once cops comes, it's serious. Usually people run away. So I don't
Yeah.
know why. Even if she didn't see the cop, she heard the siren. Why would you sit there and have the knife in your hand? You
What
know
was?
they're not. You knew when you had that knife in your hand, you were not going to leave that place alive. Like, is
No.
it right? No. But you knew that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying, though. You can't. You've signed your death certificate. If you're doing that type of stuff around these trigger happy, police officers, they're quick to act and ask questions later. We know that.
Listen, he's not going to jail or nothing's
Oh
going to
no!
happen.
Oh, with this little black girl? No way! No way! He's not going to jail for nothing. They will. Remember, they've got the camera as well, so they're gonna look in the police. What's it called? Under the law, he had a right. It falls under all the above. All the things they can tick off to justify this shooting. It ticks all boxes. Let's be real. She came out. She threatened 2 people she attempted to stab. Was he supposed to stand there and not do nothing? That's going to be their defense, isn't it? Regardless of him killing her.
He's not even. I'll be surprised if they even put charges. There's going to be no charges.
Yeah. I don't even think he'll be suspended or anything like that.
But this does not need to be linked in with the other cases. And people are going to hate this again. When you're sending a message, the messenger and the consistent message matters. And this is one of those things that's going to hurt that cause.
Yeah.
So I don't know why people are lumping it together. Should she have lost her life? No. But unfortunately, unruly parents and a society that fails is a whole nother thing. Like,
I mean, do we blame her parents? Why was she in foster care? Her auntie says apparently that she was a good kid. She's the one that called the police, and these girls were. She was defending herself after being attacked, but you can't do that. You can't do that. It would have been better when the police turned up for her to stand there and say, she beat me and she did this and my dad was here and seen it all. I want to press charges, right?
But why wasn't the dad de-escalating it? The dad had the opportunity.
Instead of kicking somebody, I mean, he didn't expect that to happen, did he?
Because he sat there and watched his child die firsthand. At a certain age.
Yeah, but remember, he kicked the girl in the head before the shooting.
Yeah.
Let's not forget.
But listen, this isn't over.
Oh, I've got a first-time caller on my channel. Hello.
Hi,
thanks for joining us.
By the way, both of you guys are killing it.
Thank you so much.
So we have been in a lockdown for a few days.
Yeah.
Because I live in Minnesota, you guys.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And our lives, I'm gonna cry, by the way. It's sad. When you live in that kind of predicament. I thought George Floyd would be the last thing. But then you know what happened, y'all. We all know. But then they made us not go outside at all. We were they literally said I went outside to go get milk. I have a 7-year-old daughter. She has autism. So she has her own little things where she's like, Mommy, I want this, I want this. Okay? And I think, Nabia, you can understand you're a mama. And I'm a single mom. By the way, Ablavi, I watched your video yesterday. Loved it. Amazing.
Thank you.
What are you snacking on now?
No, it was Ablavi. What are you eating?
Ice cream like Leslie.
But this is the thing. Both of you guys, young girls, listen. We are beautiful young Black girls. Okay? We have to support one another. And we have to remember no one owes no one nothing. Okay?
Exactly.
I came on this chat. Miss Nabia is not going to pay my rent. Okay? I'm doing this just because I can support one of my sisters. I'm going to go to Ablavi. I'm going to say, hey, little sissy. And then I'm going to go ahead. And again, like what you said, very respectful. I understood. And I thank you for saying that, because it takes guns to say that. Okay. With that said, I think I like Miss Nabia because for some reason I am obsessed with the ID channel. Okay. I am
Ah, yeah.
psychotically. You
I
don't even
haven't done our
understand.
first 48 though. I'm so sorry. I've been a
Okay.
bit busy with
Miss
my daughter's
Nabia,
birthday and whatever, but I'll do one
I
soon though.
am a serial, like literally, I think I'm a detective in my head.
Yeah.
Literally.
I love it.
Like I'm like, ooh, I know I'm not gonna date that dude. Even if you look at
Yeah.
me that way,
Yeah.
I already know.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. But you're talking about this young girl,
Mm.
and I saw this on Instagram, but I didn't want to read it because I am the biggest chipmunk in the universe. I cry
Right.
over anything.
Yeah.
It could be a commercial over a dog, and I'm done. Okay, just forget about me. And I'm not sure exactly. You guys can fill me in of what happened.
Yeah.
Uh, did she get shot by a family member, or was it by a police officer, or
Uh, this girl that we're talking about?
the little girl? Yes, that you guys are talking
Yeah,
about. Because for
police
me, I
officer.
was focusing on my state. I was born and raised in Minnesota, and
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
like, "Fuck the rest."
No, I think it happened while Derek Chauvin was on trial. So she got
Can you
shot
imagine
while
that?
the trial, yeah, while the trial was going on. So, remember he was big news. So I
Oh
don't think
yeah,
they covered it as quick as they should have, if you know what I
I
mean.
was there 5 hours after
Yeah,
George Floyd was there, like literally, because we drove the entire family. My
yeah,
family are also police officers, and it hurts me a little bit inside, you
yeah,
know, uh, because I'm like, I hate you, I love you, I hate you, I love you. You know, that's what I'm
yeah,
having with. But you have to understand though, they have nothing to do with it. This is the thing. If I ever got stopped, which I actually had before, um, till they found out that my my he was one of the workers for my brother being a sheriff. And then he
yeah,
was like, "Oh, I meant like your lights weren't blinking." All right. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Now go ahead, eat a bag of you know what.
yeah.
D. Come on." Abalavi knows what I'm talking about. Because she's the hey, by the way, whoever celebrates Ramadan, I want to say happy Ramadan to everyone.
Yeah,
Um,
Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem, inshallah. But yes, the little girl got shot. Like I want to know exactly what happened to that little girl. I'm assuming she was on a TikTok, right?
Yeah.
No, it was the police dash cam.
No, no,
So
no,
So
no,
is
no.
there a
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
real
yeah.
real video of her getting shot?
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the video, and they slow it down as well. If you look on YouTube, it's very
Ah,
graphic,
no,
I must say.
I can't. Mm-mm.
Like even the way she drops back and her body kind of is still moving. You know what I
Ah,
mean? Like, yeah, in it, isn't it? Ablavi. It was very graphic. I mean,
was
and
she
and her
driving?
dad was right there. No, 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 no. She apparently called the police because there was a group of girls outside her house intimidating her or trying to fight her. And when the police turned up, it was actually her that had a knife in her hand and tried to stab the two girls that were outside.
So it's a black on black crime then.
Yeah.
correct.
See, this is
Yes.
what bothers me more than honestly, I don't even care about the
Yeah, they
police.
don't care, do they?
This is what bothers me and hurts me more than anything. And when it comes
Mm,
to black on black crime, that's when I lose it. Okay?
yeah,
Because it's just like, and by the way, this happens. Why the hell are you going to someone else's home?
yeah,
Okay?
Well,
And
that's what they
yeah.
say.
and
We
why
don't
is
have
that?
any proof.
Oh, they,
Oh, bye,
well, listen
Danielle.
though.
Thanks for
Do they live
coming.
like? Are they like next door then?
No, they're saying that the girl. Listen, there's a lot of hearsay, but there's no video and there's no contact. But from the cop standpoint, if you see somebody ready to taking a knife, and this is a
Yeah.
Mm,
big knife. This is like a
Sheesh.
machete. It's a huge knife, and ready to put somebody on the side of their because the woman's like creeping like no, and
That's
she has a
scary.
knife ready to hit her in the side of her stomach, and he
Well,
oh,
shot
did
her.
she? Okay.
Well, we don't
Yeah,
know who's wrong now then, because if you honestly are trying to kill me, I don't care if you're 5 year old, then I don't think it matters anymore.
that's
You
what
No.
I'm
understand?
saying. But
And this
people,
is the thing.
but a lot of people don't feel like that. And I
Yeah,
don't
they're
feel
saying she's a child. She's a.
but
But
the person
remember,
she killed
a
was
child at
not child.
15, a child at 15 can still plot to kill their parents. It happens. We know
Oh
these things
yeah, have you
happen.
not watched
Let's
that
be.
girl?
You know what I mean? Come on,
What
we've
was
seen
that?
these things happen.
I believe, Nabia, you have to do this when it's the little girl who was pretended to be a handicapped for the longest time.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
You
watched
have to do
the
this one.
act. Have you
You
seen the
have
show?
to. Oh my god!
Have you seen the act?
I've
The
seen
show they did.
everything.
Yeah, yeah. That
It's a
was
lady
good.
who made her own child pretend to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
sick, and
Sick
she
for
ended up
years.
killing. I
Yeah.
told my daughter, I said, Bria, you better believe I'm not doing that. I'm not ready
No,
to die.
no, but that again, that's where kind of parental alienation comes in. You can manipulate your child, you know. Your child will believe anything you say. Remember
But
that.
what she did
So,
to her child was
yeah,
not okay. She
yeah,
had her child literally, basically pretty much
yeah,
pretend to be handicapped. And
yeah.
that's never fair. If you're a
No.
good mom, and Miss Nabia, you understand we're moms. The only thing we live for in this world is our babies.
Oh yeah,
And that's
100%.
nothing else. I love seeing y'all. I love seeing I like to support everybody who I can support. But at the end of the day, my child is the only way I'm still
Yeah.
here. Okay, that's
Yeah,
it.
100%.
So she
Yeah.
did really bad, and I want you to do that video because a lot of people will be shocked to see how she took money from
Yeah, yeah,
celebrities.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
insane. It's very insane.
yeah. It's very crazy the things that people do for
Say
greed. Yeah.
say hi to Auntie.
Oh, hello. Cute.
Daisy is like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, it didn't look huge. I must say, Ablavi is a little bit being dramatic. It does look
Balavi
like a kid.
sounds like she's really actually bothered. Like I can tell by her voice that it really hurt
No,
her.
no, I mean the knife size, it wasn't that huge, but
Okay, maybe because we
but remember,
you're
you don't
our
need a big
background is
knife to take
Somalia. I
a
was gonna say we might not think so.
right. I said you don't need a big knife to take a life. Let's just be real.
Exactly.
So, you know,
You're
it can
not
be a small thing. It depends where you're stabbed as well. So, yeah,
exactly. But also though, if someone came to your home, like woman to woman, and let's just say you have a daughter, right?
yeah,
Okay, so someone came to your door and they said that they wanted to attack your little baby girl. And no matter what age she is, she's still always going to be our little
yeah,
baby.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So we
What
get
would
it.
you use as defense? You mean?
Yes, like I mean, I can get it. Like I can understand of the emotions, and
You know
also like
what? If I say to you, I actually have secret places where I put. I'm not kidding. I I'm
oh my
not
god,
kidding. Yeah, like because I watch the ID channel as well. I am very. It's like I am always thinking about what could go wrong, and I'm always thinking about what. So listen, anything could happen anytime. My area, I've lived there over 10 years. I don't have seen much crime of people breaking into someone's home or whatever. But God forbid if somebody entered my home in the middle of the night, at
yeah,
least I know I can grab for something to defend myself with. Do you know what I mean? So
exactly. Like with
yeah, I
me,
definitely believe in the killer, as Wendy Williams likes to say. I like watching Wendy Williams.
you
I
know what?
believe in
I
the
love
killer.
her.
The killer is everywhere. So you got to just be aware. Sometimes I'm very.
The 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 problem is once you get
I'd
into
rather be
that
safe
thing.
than sorry. I always say,
This is
yeah,
the thing. I have a knife underneath my like I have a knife everywhere for no reason because this ID channel, by the way, any woman who's watching, don't
yeah,
watch it. Just don't watch it. If
yeah,
you're a
yeah,
single mother and there's no man there, I'm begging you, do not watch it because
yeah.
right now I am a ninja, okay? Literally, I think that I can solve anything, okay? I'm just like a knife. I even took a fork and put it in a corner. I'm not even sure what the fork is going to do for me.
No, no, but you never know. In a moment of fight or flight, it might do a lot.
I'm
It might
telling
do
you.
a lot. It might just save your life,
I don't trust even kids. Like you know how like in the ID channel, there's kids who kill for uh
Yeah.
the money. Like what do they call that again? Life insurance and stuff.
Yes.
I was like, I'm not even getting the life insurance. Forget it. Okay.
Yeah.
Simply because you rather be broke than me dying. Okay. Thank
Yes.
you.
I've seen it too many of times. And
Yeah.
that's what happens to us, especially you're a single mom and I'm a single mom. And don't get me wrong, my daughter,
Hey, Diali. Thanks for joining
Hi.
us.
Hi.
I always love her accent and your accent, by the way. It's amazing.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you. Hello,
You
Hope.
guys are beautiful.
Come
Nice
on
to
then,
meet you.
Diali. What you got to say?
I've missed it, but I know this is about the guy that's just convicted. Well, he's been found guilty, hasn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Thank
it's
you. Thank you,
a
God.
good opening for us as a black race.
Mm.
It's a good opening. I'm a mother of a young adult, and another little rugrat running around. But at the
Yeah.
same
I mean,
time,
how would you feel? I think you have a daughter of that age, no?
no, because I've missed everything you've said. But no, the
Right.
thing that I
Okay. There's a
wanted. No,
30. Forget the guy who went, who got found guilty. We're gonna
Yep.
find out in 8 weeks, aren't we? If he's gonna get
no, but I
convicted.
just want no. Before you go there, I just want to say I'm so grateful that he was found guilty because it proves
Yes.
there is some kind of justice
Yeah.
for that
Thank
young
you,
man that
thank you,
his
thank
life
you,
was
thank
wiped
you.
out. I just wanted to
That's
say
my
that.
home. It's literally what
Yeah.
it happened right in front of. Thank you, thank you.
The
You don't
thing is, the
understand.
thing
We
about yeah,
celebrated. We opened the champagne for
yeah,
that set that
I
day.
don't blame you. I don't blame you because it was so heartbreaking. I've never watched him because I cannot watch him die because you've got to see me as a mum and me as a mum to a boy, he could be my son dying on the ground. With
Mm.
this guy showed him no mercy whatsoever, showed him no mercy. So this is a victory for him, his soul, and God rest his soul now.
Yeah.
Do
He's
you
got
remember
justice.
how he had his hand in his pocket? Do you remember that? He
I
had
didn't,
his
I didn't,
hand.
you know what, Hope Love? I couldn't
Yeah,
watch
that
it
that
because
I
it was
think, you know
too
what,
much.
I think he deserved for somebody to stand on his neck for 8.5 minutes and then see how he feels. Like,
Yeah.
I really think that's what he should have gotten. And then they can go and sentence him. I think we would all feel a lot better if we heard him screech out for his life, talking
But
about he can't breathe.
an eye for an eye in the Bible, it says
Yeah,
an eye for an eye.
100%, 100%, because
But at
the
the
way
same
he had
time,
his hand in his pocket. You
but
know
it
what?
doesn't
Hope
mean,
Love just reminded me. That's the one thing that
yeah,
really, really showed his intent and his lack of empathy and sympathy for this man on the ground, this
yeah,
black man. Do you understand what I mean? He stood there, and then the way remember all the pictures they got of him, he's actually looking square at you in the camera for the people that are taking these snaps of him
yeah.
standing, with his knee on his neck.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. I've
How
never watched
have you
it,
not
and I
seen
never
that
will.
when it was all over the news? Is that what you're telling me?
I've seen it all over the news, but I've never watched the footage of this black man dying.
Right, okay. No, but have you not seen the clips? Because a lot of the clips
No,
had
I won't
noise.
watch them. I won't watch them. There's a reason why I
Oh,
won't watch them.
okay, okay.
Because
No,
had
that's
this.
fine.
No, I've had this in my family
Yeah,
way before, camera phones were brought in.
yeah,
No, I won't watch it. It's too painful. It's far too painful. But it's just,
yeah,
it's God's blessing that, there's a victory for his family and his soul can hopefully rest in peace because it was uncalled for.
yeah. It was uncalled for. Yeah. Oh,
But
hi, Jamie. Thank you for joining us. I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, I agree. And they're saying he is being held in isolation for 23
yeah,
hours a day. Again,
good.
they're protecting this man. Do you know what I
No, they're
mean?
not. No, they're not. They're not. The thing about that is they're not protecting him. The fact is, you cannot put him in general population for him to be ripped apart by a pack of wolves because that's what will happen. So that's standard for him to be in isolation. He was never going to just go into the population amongst the normal folk, was he?
Yeah.
No, that's standard. I knew it would be that. Let him, I want him to live as long as he possibly can behind bars so he can think, and be haunted by this man's face
Yeah, but
every day.
again, life is not on the table here. It's 40 years maximum.
But it's still time behind bars.
So
It's
it's
still
a little
something.
bit like, yeah, true. I mean, the man is 45. So if he does get the 40 years, does he sit the full 40 years?
No, he'll serve 3/4. It's not like it is over here. He'll serve 3/4. So if you
Yeah, it's not like how it is over here. No.
Yeah. If somebody gets 15, in America, I think sometimes they could probably be out. Sometimes
thanks,
half,
Jamie. Missed you too.
Sometimes half, depends, but it could serve. Say if somebody got 15, they'd probably serve 12.
Yeah.
But it also depends on parole and the state and all that. But I'm not from those ends, I'm afraid, so I wouldn't really. But because I watch a lot of crime dramas, usually that's how it happens.
Yeah. But, I mean, Ayomi just said the lady. Remember the lady that killed? Her name is Amber Gaia. What was his name again? The young man. I want to get it right, so let me just look properly. The lady that shot Jean.
Oh, yes.
What's his name? Botham Jean. The one that, this is another one, the nerve that she's got to appeal her case. The one that went home and said that she walked into the wrong property, right? And this is my flat. Can you imagine if it was the other way around? What they would sentence you to?
Yeah, they'd have threw away the key. Yeah.
They would have thrown away the key, never to be heard of again. Do you know what I mean? But now she's, what do you call it? She's appealing her sentence. She's appealing it, apparently.
Yeah, I think, again, it's not, unlike it's here, it takes a lot to go to appeal. Over there, I think it works slightly different. But, somebody would have to come online and tell me about that more.
Yeah. They gave her 10 years, but what is she serving? That's not worth the man's life. She's not serving much, is she, at the end of the day? And she's appealing it because they're saying it was, her defensive says there was insufficient evidence to convict her of the murder. That's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting. She actually made a full-on mistake. This is not even you can't excuse Botham Jean's death on he was a threat to me. You walked into his apartment. Who the hell are you? You're a threat to him, furthermore. So if he had shot you, he should have been let off because you're in his property. Remember, in America, you're allowed, if you've got a license to carry, you can shoot anybody that enters your property without your consent.
Yeah.
So remember, the apartment was dark, apparently. So if she walked into a dark apartment, imagine he had shot her, they would have arrested and sent this man to jail for life. Whereas this woman is getting 10 years, and then she still has the nerve to have her lawyer find some sort of loophole to appeal this conviction. It's just, can you imagine how his family feels? The system is just never for us. Why can't we ever get no justice?
The family forgave
it's just
her.
sick.
No, the family forgave her.
Listen, that's just forgiving in the eyes of the Lord. Okay, at the end of the day, you as a parent have suffered tremendously, due to what this woman did to your son. A son that actually was a very achieving young man, wasn't he? Doing well in his life, not out here bumming. You know what I mean? As how they like to perceive us, thugging and thieving. You know what I'm saying? So that alone in itself, it's always the decent kids, the ones that are striving to do better. Imagine your son's out here in uni. Tomorrow you're hearing about they stopped and searched him and they're telling you, oh, we apologize, your son passed away. And then when you're asking what the hell happened, oh, he attacked the police and they had to restrain him. That's not an acceptable excuse. You would go mad.
That happens over here in the UK all the time.
You would go mad. You know what I mean? Why can't we ever get no justice?
That happens.
It's very, very upsetting. I'm sorry. I apologize, you guys. I'm getting a little bit.
What happened?
Hi, Nurse and Nerd. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, ladies.
Oh, hi. Let Nurse and Nerd have a moment. Welcome.
Okay. I think it's just so disheartening where it's kind of crazy because it's like, well, you're calling the police and you're thinking that, hey, it's going to diffuse the situation. But if anything, it just escalates out of anywhere. But again, those are the type of things where as a community, you knew your neighbors, you knew your neighborhood, you knew who the children or the guys or whoever did whatever foolishness, but there was always someone in the neighborhood that could say, hey, you guys are doing foolishness, you need to stop it. And if there was to be any, disagreements around the neighborhood, there's always voices of reason where someone's able to step in. And if the police was to be called, by the time they come, everything's already died down and people are, walking back to their homes and they're not, but now it's kind of weird where it kind of does make you wonder, where are those people that were a participant in the community that made sure no BS transpired? And then it's also very weird if you're okay with pulling out a phone to record stuff instead of trying to diffuse the situation. But then I understand too, someone recently had gotten shot while he was trying to break a fight. So it's crazy. But yeah, police aren't called to murder you. They're called to diffuse the situation.
Yeah. Go on, Ablavi. Like how you're back.
Nothing. I just think it's a very interesting solution, and I think we'll be discussing this in more detail because this is layers. You got to break this down like an onion.
Okay, we can always do another layer next time. But yeah, I mean, thanks for all the input, guys. I don't know if I've missed anything. Oh yeah, the young Latino boy. I mean, that's another one. She shot him, and obviously he was running away, and again, a child. So we need to really, I would say if you're raising kids, what you can do, I mean, to for the next generation, instill empathy in your children, instill sympathy, empathy, human life, the value of human life in your children. You know what I mean? The understanding of that. That's all I can say, really, because I think the adults know what's right and wrong. But if you're here, oh yeah, another thing I was saying is, actually, let me ask you while I've got Nurse and Nerd on, maybe you guys have some more input. What did you think about what I was asking regarding the peer pressure, and if you join, i.e. the Navy, the Marines, the Army, anything like that, do you think they join with the intention of just joining for the purpose, and then due to peer pressure and being in that group environment, now all of a sudden you're part of that racist group making jokes of your black, on your black soldier colleague? Like, what do you guys think, Nurse and Nerd?
Well, peer pressure is something that I think that when you're a kid, you probably, go along with it. But when you're a grown behind adult, if someone thinks a certain way and you don't, it's much more commemorable for you to stand out and say, well, I don't agree with that or whatever like that. And even if these people do think they're saying those type of jokes and it's not funny to you, just don't be around them, or you could check them or just keep it moving. But we're too old to be sitting up here talking about, peer pressure, because that person's saying this, that you're going to go along and be saying the same type of jokes. A large amount of time, these jokes are not jokes. There's even certain words I don't say because I find power in them. So if it's a joke to you, it lets me know that, oh, okay, that's how you really feel about me. It's always sometimes the real harbor of what they really think about you is masked as a joke, as kiki. Yeah. And I don't be joking about stuff like that.
Yeah. What do you think, Diali?
Well, that's been going on for the beginning of time, because you've got to think, if you don't join in with the crowd, you'll be the one at the receiving end of the bullying. So usually they don't want to be the one to be bullied, so they always join in.
Yeah. What do you think, Ablavi?
I think that, listen, I can't say why anybody does what. I think you have it's a deeper reason why, because they don't pay cops well enough for the job they do. You're not a multi-millionaire being a cop. So yeah, I think you have other motivations. Now, it's not up to me to decipher why you chose to do it. Some people, because that's your family's tradition. Some people, maybe you feel like you need more power.
Like the way they say, a lot of the police is there's a lot of Aryan, you know, the Aryan Nation and all these organizations. There's a lot of history within the police. Now, if you join as a white police officer, are you forced to join in with their ways of thinking? Do you feel the pressure? You know what I mean? To pretend like, yeah, you know,
Well,
that black bass, you know, whatever over there. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Like, do you join in with all that mentality? Or do
but why
you stand up and say, no, don't treat people like that? Because are you then now becoming the enemy if you did that? Because remember, you've got years to go. If you're sent abroad as a soldier or in the Navy, you've got years with these people.
But it's not just the white. It's look at the police all around the world. Police tend to agree more with a conservative ideology
Yeah.
around the world, and police around the world like the power that policing gives them around the world. It's not just an American thing. America, you just have it that it is white, but you can go to countries and you see the black police officers be treating people the same exact way.
But this is what I'm saying. You do see blacks that, I hate to say it, but there are plenty of blacks that hate blacks, that feel like I'm not like you. You know what I mean? You're putting down the image of me as a black man. There's people that are very much on, you know, have values similar to the white people and are very patriotic and very much, you know, are either, you know, I'm British in my blood, or I am, you know, American in my blood, and that's what I live for, and I believe in the system, you know, and also all that stuff.
Yeah, but that it's not. It's about power at the end of the day, and they're just obtaining power in the best way they know fit. And I'm saying, if every black person in America were to leave tomorrow, the police would still have issue because they have a sense of power. They would just find another group. And when you go around the world, it shows you that.
And even with that, why aren't we like raising children to become officers? I have two cousins. I'm trying to see if they'll come in with an interview. But I have two cousins, one girl cousin who's a police officer, and my guy cousin who is a state trooper, a police officer. So, of course, with all those things that are transpiring, I'd be an idiot to sit up here and say, oh, well, because this never happened to me or this and the third, that it doesn't happen. Yes, it does happen. But those being my family members, I'm not like blind to ever think that, you know, again, that they don't go through things or whatever they experience and stuff like that. And then I wouldn't be like, oh, well, not all police officers. Well, my cousin may actually pull you over. And because that's my cousin, you have a different experience with them than what I have as a family member.
Yeah. The alley. Has she gone again? The alley, are you still there?
Oh.
Right, carry on, ladies.
All right. Oh, you're not going to end the live?
Yeah, I am actually.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Ablavi. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. I really enjoyed the conversation. Let me see if Diali, are you there? No, she must have gone to the loo or something.
All right.
Never mind.
Like,
right,
share,
so
subscribe.
yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Reed. I haven't seen you before. Maybe a new subscriber. Thank you for joining. You know, the regular guys, Damsel, Michelle, Gatatui. Thank you for joining us. Hope, love. Thank you for calling in. We lost you in the connection. I don't know what happened. Thank you, ABK. Hopefully you can join us again. Ayomi, join us. I like your input. Thank you for like, sharing, and subscribing. And remember to turn on your notifications for next time. Now, I'm a little bit, maybe actually, I might drop a first 48 next time. What do you guys think? I haven't done a first 48 in a minute. So as you know, like how I started the channel saying I'm doing first 48, I've gone into all sorts of crime stories now. But we'll do some good open discussions next time. Maybe I'll do a new first 48. So just, you know, thanks, Bobo. Oh, I forgot you, Bobo. Thanks for coming again. Thank you, Ruth. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss another live. Welcome my new wrench holders, Gatatui and Ablavi. Thank you guys for supporting me this evening. Thank you, Nurse and Nerd. Like, share, and subscribe, Nurse and Nerd. She does some good young couple, married couple conversations and covers Ready to Love. Don't forget to watch that and check that out. I think she goes on live for that tomorrow, if I've got that correct. Nurse and Nerd?
No, today. My husband's gonna go live. Yeah, today at 10 p.m.
All right, okay. So she goes on live in a bit. So join her if you've seen the show. If not, check it out. Ablavi, you know, she always has some good conversations. So like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for the support. Diali, are you there? I couldn't.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I was doing last words anyway.
I'm sorry. It was a good. It was a good live. It was a really good live. And
don't worry. I know we're all busy in real life, but thanks for joining me anyway. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks, Justa T. Now, have a good evening. All of you guys take care, sleep well, drink lots of water, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. So on 3, I think we will be ending this live.